disease. All right, guys. Hello. My voice is shot. But it'll be back later on. I just need to drink my trusty tea. I usually drink marshmallow root tea whenever I strain my voice. And yeah, it's about that time. And okay, let me pause this. Okay. Oh, wow. You know, I want to make this perfectly clear right now. Hello, truly yours, whatever. Hello, how are you? I want to make this perfectly clear what I'm about to say. And so sometimes when you see something, it is not what it seems. And I feel strongly that the recent drama with this so called client, which has never happened, I believe it was all a setup. I believe that someone sent this person to my company to cause all of these issues because I don't have these issues. Hey, Natalie, hello. I have been in business since 2015, and I've never had a real ripoff report ever. And I think that there are some people that are possibly jealous of that. And the reason why I don't have any ripoff reports is because, well, number one, I feel that it's because I'm an authentic witch. And then number two, I am very ethical and I'm a hard worker, as well as I am very dependable. And then I'm also honest. It's not just because I want to be Miss Goody Two Shoes, but it's also because obviously I have a passion for what I do. And so there has been a lot of drama with this client who I feel scammed me. I do, because it's just too obvious. The long term um, stalking around the internet, the hanging with the same people probably that sent her to my company. It's obvious, okay? But I still wanted to, and by the way, she doesn't get her money back. If you come to me as a false client who literally is, she was a false client, basically, is what I've gathered from it, because it's almost like she's following a script. And this happened not only after I had already been in business for several years with a impeccable record, but also after my competitors saw my accomplishments, which it's not an accomplishment to me. It's more so of me giving to my family what we need, right? Out of my hard work. So it's not even about accomplishment. It's about love. It's about safety. I am a Cancer. Okay. I can't help it. I'm a Cancer mother. And it's about comfort and it's about that. And so to them, they see it as an accomplishment. But my home is where my heart is at. So I think that that's why these people have no consciousness or care while they are purposely trying to do what they're doing. And they'll learn to have a heart, they'll learn to have a soul, and they'll learn to not play around with people's lives, because I would never in my life do what none of these people have done. None of it. Not any amount of money would be worth it to me. And I have been greatly rewarded and blessed my entire life by going by that. And I think that a lot of them have an issue with thinking that you have to step on somebody. But I am proven, I am the poster child of not having to do that. Because if it were left up to me, I would never have any drama. Seriously. Okay. But I wanted to answer the question. First of all, I've never had conflict with a client until 2 years ago. Okay. And so that was a setup, in my humble opinion. But sometimes even something that's fake can lead to real consequences. Okay. But there have been times where like, for example, I had one of my students and she kind of got upset because I kept having to reschedule her. I had a lot going on. And she was like, but anyway, that's the only other time. Otherwise, I don't have people with conflict to me unless they have had conflict and went to other spiritualists without telling me about it. But I doubt that very seriously because I'm pretty sure that they would have came out publicly with that by now. It's just these two people. But if I had conflicts with a client, the same exact thing that I did for this person that I didn't have to do because I always go above and beyond. I've always been that type of person. Okay. You know what I do? I take a lime and some sugar and I put the client's name in that lime on a petition and I wish them well. I don't attack my clients at all. For what? When, to me, if a client comes to me for help, that automatically puts me in a position of, I don't want to say authority, doesn't put me in a position of authority, but it puts me in a position to where I am guiding them and I don't misguide or mislead people because trust me, I have been misguided and misled before out here with some of these people that are in social media and they did not care. They are very ruthless. Okay. So automatically, there are some people that when they start to do the shadow work, right? It's hard. It's not easy for everybody. And so it may get frustrating for them. They may become afraid. So I'm not going to do anything to harm somebody worse than what they've already been harmed. Because in reality, as if you're the client and I'm the witch, we don't know each other yet. We just met. More than likely, people have been doing you that way your entire life. So I like to be, and I will always be, that voice of reason in your life. I would have no other reason to do that. And people have witnessed my dedication. You know, a lot of people have done so much to try to tear me down and try to throw me off of my path. Like, just a lot. A lot has been done. But you guys see that I'm still here and I'm dedicated because that's just what it is. Even through the threats, these people have made death threats and threats of violence. And I can promise you that if you ever have to come, like, when you think about it, let's say you're in a spiritual battle with somebody, and then all of a sudden you feel the need to show up at that person's house to whoop their ass, you don't have no magic. If it's not that you don't have the magic, you don't have the discernment. Because if you ever get to that point, and I'm talking about if you're in a spiritual war with somebody to the point where you're showing up, you're sending people to them, that means that you have no magic or you need to work on it. Because at the end of the day, we can always resolve that issue. For example, if somebody keeps sending me a spirit and I get tired of that spirit, I'm going to put that spirit somewhere where it can't get back in. If you decide to conjure that spirit again, then guess what? That's on you, because there's way too many ways of handling the situation other than I'm going to show up and try to murder you. That would pretty much denote your magic failed. Your ancestors failed. Because guess what? Now you're probably going to be on your way to jail. So that makes no sense. That's the reason why I sit in my house. I don't have to leave my house and go threatening nobody. I've never even been that type of person anyway. I don't like confrontation. I don't like violence. I don't like those kinds of things anyway. But you know what? When you threatening somebody's children, like I'm talking about trying to be an actual physical threat, most of us mamas are gonna say, "Hey, I'm whooping your ass, your mama's ass, and your granny's ass." If somebody were to hit your child or say something to your child, you ready to fight. And that's with anybody. It doesn't matter. That doesn't make you an ignorant person. But in reality, nobody would dare sit in my face in front of my children and try to do anything to harm them. So I don't have to worry about that, right? I didn't grow up in a violent environment. I didn't. So I don't have that violent tendency unless I were defending myself. But even then, my spirits would keep that person away, straight up and down. Hello, Rochelle. Hello, sis. Hey, one EQ. So, but yeah, that's how I resolve conflict. Um, even I've had clients just recently, and what they did was they had me start on some work. This is it's not very common, but it does happen, to where they'll have you start on some work and they'll get you involved in very serious spiritual shit. And then, oh, I don't think I'm going to have the money to pay for this. Well, you know what? Now they've already put and involved me with that situation. You know what I do? I put that client's name on a petition and I stuff it in a lime with some sugar and I wish them the best. That's my way of letting go and saying, you know what? I wish you the best. I don't do things like that, especially when it comes to my clients. And see, clients can have all sorts of spirits on them. A lot of people really don't have patience. I have the patience of a saint, even though I'm not one. I'm totally not a saint. I'm a bad girl, but I'm not an untrustworthy woman. I'm not a sneaky or a conniving woman. I am very upfront when it comes to you clients. You're like friends and family. I don't do that to people. So I wanted to reassure my clients that this that y'all are witnessing, it's a lie. It is a freaking it's totally something that was orchestrated to make me look like the bad guy. And of course, people that do stuff like that, they're not going to admit it. They're not going to admit it, but that was orchestrated. It was all like a little setup to try to tear me down. Okay. And but otherwise, on a normal situation, if somebody said, you know what, Jamila, I just don't have time for that. I'm tired of that. I'm gonna move on. I'm going to wish you the best. I don't do that crap. And I've seen a lot of people. I see some dirty stuff. sometimes. I don't run a spiritual trap house over here. That's not, you know. Um, my clients that stick with me for years is because they want to. Okay. And then also another thing, you know, speaking of the spirits that can be on the clients, um, some clients have spirits that are feeding off of them energetically. Some clients have spirits that are cursing them. Some clients have spirits that are making them sick, that are making them have anxiety and depression. You know, it is my job as the high priestess to make sure that those issues are addressed. Now, I've been doing this long enough to know exactly what to do. Some of these spirits only respond to salt. Some of them only respond to sulfur. Some of them only respond to water. Some of them only respond to ammonia. Some of them only respond to herbs. It's just sometimes it's trial and error, and you're not going to die waiting on a solution. That's not going to happen. You know, obviously, if it's something that bad, and it's never that bad, you know what I'm saying? But um, it's my job to know what to do with that. Can I solve or resolve all of your issues with a cleanse? Some of y'all, yeah. But clearly, there are some people that need more help than that because they have very tight strongholds on them. Okay. So it just, a cleanse would sometimes be the tip of the iceberg. All of my clients that have worked with me, they know this, right? And I don't sit up here and try to force anything. Now, the one thing that I can tell you is that people use information and they use information against people, which has been done to me. I have had several discussions about how my spirits, if you come to me and you don't have the money to get the work done, my spirits will give that to you. But it has to be used towards your work. I've actually had people try to come to me and they want work done, and my spirits will bless people. They're not doing that anymore. Now if you are already in there, my spirits, if they know that you have an intention, because it would make no sense for my spirits to make sure that you get an extra $700 or $500 or $2,000 or whatever it is, 5,000, for you to say, "Ooh, I got this extra money and now I'm getting ready to go spend it on bags and purses and shoes." Okay. So it that does happen, but when you say that on a public platform, people are gonna want to come for those spirits. People want to know what spirit you work with. And I'm like, none of your business. What you in my business for? you know? And they will try to steal your spirits. Like, this is a fact. So, it's been a lot of backbiting. It's been a lot of just absolute crud and lies. And honestly, if you got to do all that to run a spiritual business and do work for people, you don't need to be working for people, because I ain't never done that to nobody. That just don't make no sense to me. Like, why are you doing this? Is it because you're trying to be something that you're not? Because if you're not a person that should be doing work for people, you're not going to be. Okay. And so yeah, but otherwise, what y'all are seeing is the result of trolls. And yeah, I suppose that trolls would go that far. Otherwise, it's not a norm. Okay. Now you would think, here's the crazy part about it. Why are they so pressed about when I say anything? They've already flagged this channel. They pretty much made it so that hardly nobody hears me. So that's one of the reasons why they follow me over to TikTok, because they, they're crazy. Why are they so pressed and tight about what I'm saying? It's because it's the truth, and the truth hurts, because that's exactly what they did. They should all be happy. They brag about their views. Well, why does what I say bother you so much then? It shouldn't bother you, because the truth hurts people when they are doing wrong and when they are doing dirt. And you know what? That's my spirits. It's so difficult for them when they could literally set themselves free by just being honest. So, I wanted to reassure my clients that um yeah, I've always been a very stable person. I don't flip juice. I don't know what that is. What is flip juice? What is that? To me, it sounds like instability. So I don't judge my clients. You're not going to contact me and tell me the things that you want done. And I'm going to be like, well, why don't you do this? And why? See, I don't do that, because I would be stepping over my boundaries to do that. Well, why don't you do this? And girl, you need to do this. And girl, I'm not your mother. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you're trying to get some work done that doesn't make any sense, I'm going to be like, no, I'm not going to do that. But this is what I can do. And you can make a choice on what you want to do. Honestly, that here's what I want to tell you. And this is what's been driving me absolutely bonkers. It's this social media thing. I keep saying I'm not a social media witch. And when I say that, I'm not insulting any witches in social media. But there are a lot of it's obvious why I am saying this. Because when you come to me, you're getting real work done. And I have real people, usually real people, that come to me to get work done. It's not somebody playing around with it. You know what I'm saying? Because, a lot of times, even when you plan, you still dealing with trickster spirits. Okay. So when you play around with them trickster spirits, that ain't no joke. That's why I don't understand people that do stuff like that. If you are in the spirit to actually make contact with a witch to trick her, um, you're still dealing with spirits, even if you're fake, even if you're a scam. So yeah, I just wanted to come and assure you guys of that what you pay for is what you get. There's absolutely nothing being done under the table. I don't do stuff like that. And I think that it's been a big ploy to kind of destroy my trust, but my trust lies within myself. Yeah, you can lie to the public, but you can't destroy what I have within myself and around me. You know what I'm saying? So I think that and that's what I call social media witchery, which is I'm going to do this and I'm going to show something. No, what you're doing is you are trying to trick people. And there's a big difference. And people are not stupid. They know the difference. Okay. All right, y'all. I gotta get ready for this 10-23-23 ritual. So I gotta go. Peace and love to you guys. Have a good one. Try to focus and try to see what messages spirit has for you that has nothing to do with this drama. I apologize for all of the drama. And I say that because I am the owner of my company. But try to connect with what's actually going on tomorrow and what you can manifest and what you need to work on. Try not to allow all this other stuff to distract you. In fact, some of the videos that I've been making the past couple of days, except for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and take down because I don't want to add to that distraction because then I would be a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit up here and continuously argue with somebody that I was fake friends with anyway, because I'm going to be honest with you. There are some people that would become fake friends with you. That just doesn't make any sense. Why would you waste your time being fake friends with anybody when you think about it? It's absolutely ridiculous, because what are you trying to do? Steal from that person? Because I can promise you that when you steal from somebody, you going to have to pay it back somehow. So I don't understand why people would make that decision. That's a silly decision to do that. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, y'all have a good evening and I will see you guys later. Okay. All right. Blessings. Bye.